Welcome to another episode of the Bold and Beautiful Voices. I'm your host, Felicia. Today we are thrilled to have Jazlynn, the mastermind behind R&R Home Care, located in Nashville, Tennessee, sharing her incredible journey. Get ready to be inspired behind the story, the brand, and the lessons. Let's dive in. Welcome, Miss Jazlynn.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I can't complain. It's hot, but I'm
Yes, it
okay.
is. So it's
Nashville's
hot in
hot.
Nashville right now.
Yes, absolutely. It's about 100, I believe.
Ooh, and you sitting outside.
Yes.
Oh goodness. Well, I'm a country girl. I like the heat too. So I'll go jogging midday, 12 o'clock. I'm out jogging. So
That's awesome.
yes.
I need to get like you, girl.
So you had a good day today?
I can't complain. I can't complain.
So let's dive right into um, the business blueprint here. So could you tell me the meaning behind RR and R home care?
Yeah. So R are actually my kids. I have three kids.
Okay. And I always love a
With
good meaning behind a name.
absolutely.
So,
Lion secret.
so do all your kids have the initial R?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. That's
Yes.
cool. R and R home care.
Yep.
Yep, that's great.
Absolutely.
Jazlynn, can you share the story behind how you started your business?
So I 3 years ago, I actually just had moved to Nashville. I'm originally a medical assistant by trade, and coming from Indiana to Nashville, the pay scale is totally different. It's like way less, and
Mhm.
I'm like, to be able to make it and survive here, I had to think of something, and here we are.
Yep. And I totally understand the pay scales in different states are totally different. I'm a licensed
Hmm.
CNA, and
Okay.
I've always remained my card to my CNA license to be active because you just never know.
Never know.
Stuff may hit the fan, and you may need to fall back. And it's always good to keep up with your credentials.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What inspired you to open a home care business?
So I have years ago I used to be a personal care assistant, and I have a heart for seniors already. So coming from Indiana to Nashville and wanting to do more small town, and being in Nashville, it's a big city full of go getters. So I'm like, what can I do to get like them? You know what I mean? Like, so I did what I had to do to
Yes,
get to the next level.
and that's what I wish everybody had that mindset. When starting a home care business, well, when starting any type of business, you got to have the heart for it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the heart for it, it will most definitely crumble.
Yeah.
So, they say after 3 years, if the business is still surviving, you're doing good. And there's a need as the years go by. Home care is going to be number one. Watch what I tell you. A lot of people is going to start needing more home care. A lot of people is not going to want to be placed in facilities, nursing homes.
Yep.
They're going to want to age in place at home. So most definitely, this is a great business to be in, and it's also rewarding to just to give that pour back into the seniors. And what I'm saying, just like giving them that quality life, giving them the ability to still age in home. So that's
At home.
great.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly. Absolutely.
What are some of your biggest challenges you faced when starting out your home care business? And I know some people don't like to share information and things like that. And I know when I started, my mind was all over the place. But what can you share with us some of your biggest challenges?
Just for me, from coming from a different location and like find the proper resource was
Mhm.
really, where to go, who to talk to,
Mhm.
and that's a big thing for me. So I just had to spend a lot of time after work. I work at 8 to 5, and what really during my work hours, on lunch break, in between work, I was Googling and calling around to see what to do. And every day I got closer and closer to my goal.
Yep. And it's also, and that's a good thing. Google was one of my best friends as well. You know, and I came across some people, but I came across this one lady.
Uh-huh.
I've never met her personally. I met her actually online. And I know she don't mind me saying her name. Her name is Christine Harvey.
Okay.
When I tell you my mentor, my business mentor, anything that I needed, questions or anything, she was always there, and still to this day that
That's
she's
awesome.
still there. So I mean, if you can find you a mentor, you know,
Hmm.
especially if you're in that beginning stage and you're still growing, find
Hmm.
you a mentor that can pour into you. You know, you
Hmm.
might even want to reach out to Christine because she's awesome. She's an awesome
Okay.
person to have on
Okay.
your side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What sets your business aside from others?
I'm just, I like to, we are very personal, and we actually do care about our clients. So, and what I mean by that is, I like absolutely try my best to make my clients happy. Um, and not just because we're paid to do that, is because I actually do care about their well being.
Mhm.
So I go above and beyond, and if I have to do something myself to assist them, then I will, and they know that. So, and I feel like with other bigger companies, they're too big and too busy to do some tasks that I do for mine, and I think that's what makes us totally unique. We try to really pour love into our company, and
Mhm.
they feel that.
You have to, you know, we're running a company. You have to pour love back into your caregivers because if you don't treat your caregivers right, you're not going to have none. And also,
Absolutely.
you also have to, you know, be considerate and caring for those elderlies because they can tell. You know, we all know that we need money to survive. We know that we need money to run a business,
Yes.
but a lot of people is just money hungry. So you see them fumbling a lot with their business and it's not going to the next level because all they're thinking about is just that dollar. Like for me, when I was started out, um, I used to want all these clients.
Mm.
You know, when you first start out, you want all these clients, but as I matured and the business
Mm.
started growing, I don't want all the clients. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because you have to have the appropriate staff to be able to serve these clients. So I just don't want to always bring clients on,
Mm.
sign them up, and you know, having different caregivers coming different
Yep.
days. You know, not being able to provide the services that they need, and that really puts a bad name on you.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
you know, being a business owner, and I'm pretty sure that you do everything up under the umbrella when it comes to your business because I do it as well, and it's hard. It's hard, but it's so rewarding at the end. So, sister, don't give up. Don't give up.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm too far too, girl.
it's so easy for people just to throw in the towel and be like, you know what, it's not even worth it. You know, and you should know in home care, you have some good weeks, you have some bad weeks. I remember it was one week
Absolutely.
that I made I made like $2,000. And I was like, what is this? When you're so used to making 10 and 15 and $20,000 a week. And you look
Yep.
at that $2,000 because some, you know, people can't afford services anymore, or people then got
Things change.
sick and went into the
Mhm.
hospital. People then
Things
expire,
change. They go
and
to the hospital.
yes,
Die.
and you're just like, oh my God. So you most definitely have to have a strong mind when running this business. So when things crumble and you know you just all over the place, how do you stay motivated and focus on your goals?
I just, down. I always know that everything. I really try my best to not to worry. As long as I'm on my finances and I'm, keeping track of everything,
Mm-hmm.
I really not to disturb. And I'm always actively looking for more clients.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Yeah. Staying motivated is something that I haven't struggled with, but just being in that good mental space, I had to
Absolutely.
I had to learn how to separate. I had to I had to learn that 24 hours cannot be about business. I was losing
Mm-hmm.
myself. I was losing
Mm-hmm.
myself. I was all over the place, along with being the only parent, you know,
Yes.
and you don't have help. So that's a big struggle. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to go to the drawing board and say, okay, my business hours is 8 to 5.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything after that is gonna have to wait till the next day because I can't abandon these kids because of the business. Your kids
Yep.
gonna always be there. And another
Absolutely.
thing that I do is when focusing on goals, I write them down. I write them down, jot
Yep.
them
Me
down,
too.
and I look at them every day. Even when I want to give up and things don't go so good, I just reflect back on those goals.
Absolutely. I try to watch it as well. I try to monitor the things I watch on the
Yes.
internet, on
Hmm.
TV, the people I be around, because
Hmm.
you also lose your focus as
Yes.
well. So I try to be around and watch only motivated people.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
something I really try to do for sure.
You must. You are what you attract. So you're gonna be positive. You need to be around positive people.
Be
If you,
positive.
yep. If you're the smartest one in the room, you need to go to another
It's a
room.
problem. Get another room immediately.
Yes. Jazlynn, how do you balance work life and personal life as a business owner?
So as you mentioned, once it 8 to 5, and if it's something important, then I'll take the call or whatnot. But now, like in the beginning, it's different. I used to take every call. I used to take every text message. I'm there, but now I've grown a little bit. So yeah, I'm able to step back and just stop
Yep.
until the morning. And I wake up about 5 o'clock every morning,
Whew.
ready to work. So
I want to be like you.
I wake up like, okay, what's next? Because I can't rest or either stop at that time until my tasks from the day prior are finished.
Yeah.
So I have to do what I need to do and able to rest. And once I'm rest, girl, I'm rest.
Yeah. That's great. That's something that I'm working on is being an early morning person. I don't know about 5 a.m., but I'll settle for 6. Um, and I think the earlier a person can get up and start their day, the smoother the day will go.
Absolutely.
So that's most something definitely that I'm working on.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give someone that wants to dive into the home care business, but they have doubts?
I would just say go for it. If that's something you want to do it. We all gonna have doubts about any and everything. You just want to make sure that's something that you really want to do.
Exactly.
Go for it. I mean,
Did you have any doubts when you started?
absolutely,
What are
absolutely.
some of what were some of your doubts?
Um, will I be successful? Like, so will I be successful? Will this be long term? If you think about all the negative too much, you're gonna keep putting doubts in your head constantly nonstop. So now when I have a doubt, I just try to redirect myself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really all I do. I can do like at times, as you mentioned earlier, things do change. The cash flow changes, your staff changes, your clients changes, your lifestyle changes, your circumstances in your life changes. It
Mm-hmm.
changes every day, and it changes without you knowing it's going to change.
Yep.
So just be prepared for changes, and you need changes, and it keep you on your toes. So
Yep.
I personally embrace it
Mm-hmm.
At this point, like in the beginning, I used to be so stressed out and worried about, oh my God, oh, she's in the hospital, or my client, got sick in hospice, or they're moving. Oh my God, what I'm going to do?
Yep.
It all seemed to work itself out. So now I'm like, okay, well, we'll worry about that tomorrow.
And what I've learned, when God closes one door,
Open it.
when one door closes, He opens three more.
Absolutely.
And
Every
once you get to that space in your business, you have no choice but to be successful.
absolutely.
Yep.
I,
There's no
every,
perfect business. All businesses have their highs and lows.
mm-hmm.
Yep. And you just gotta keep going. I know with running a business there can be setbacks and failures. So can you um, tell me some of your setbacks with when starting a business? Have you ever had any setbacks?
Absolutely, so many. For my okay, so most of my clients are through insurance, and
Mhm.
insurance can be a huge hassle.
Mhm.
There have been times I wasn't paid, so it's like, oh my God, I have to pay my staff. There have been times I wasn't able to pay myself because I had to make sure my staff was paid.
Mhm.
There's been short staffed it, and I have like three, four clients that need care at the same time.
Mhm.
But so yeah, there's been a ton of setbacks.
Yes. And you can just look back and say, "Whoo, I got through them."
I kept it rolling.
Because
Kept it
baby, we can sit down. We can sit down and talk about setbacks all evening long. Okay.
yes.
Because I
It's
promise
always
you, we have lots of stories to talk about.
yes.
Setbacks, that I think setbacks are required. They should be required to make you better, to make you grow
Yep,
in
absolutely.
whatever business that you're going into. And also, I tell people, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because like you mentioned early, things are changing every day. Nothing will be the same. Even with your personal life, you know, every day is going to be a different day. There's going to be changes. So you
Hmm.
just can't be set in this one mindset and, let things pass you by. You got to keep up the speed.
Yep, and you can plan it out exactly A to Z. You just never
Yes.
know. You might have to make a new plan right in the midst of C. Like
Yes. Yes.
stay
You're most
focused.
definitely right. Jazlynn, what do you look for when hiring a new team member?
What do I look for? I look for someone that I could feel like. I feel like I'm really good at vibes with people, and you just would know someone that just is a genuine person and they like what they do. And then but that's like so one of the big things. Like, and I look for the way they carry themselves. You
Mhm.
know, do they come on time to the interview? How are they dressed? Their mannerism, because
Mhm.
we do work with seniors, so and seniors are I, how do you say it? They are from a different generation, so you
Yeah.
can't just come in any old way,
Yeah.
And I try, which this is kind of off the subject, but I try, you know, a lot of my seniors prefer caregivers of age, and it's kind of hard at this time for me a lot to find caregivers over like 40 years old.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's more so what I look for.
It is to try to find, of age caregivers. So that's when, do you train the younger ones?
I do, I
Yeah.
do, I do, and to be honest, I try to stay away from too young if I can.
Mhm.
But there are at times because I do want to give everybody a chance, and I
Yeah.
can't just say all the young people wouldn't be good candidates. But
Yeah.
when you're young, you still got a lot of growing to
Yeah.
do, and you have a little bit of sass and a little attitude and everything.
Yes. Like you're entitled or something.
Yeah, and the cell phone thing, like like I don't know, like this new generation, like 20. two maybe ish. They like to keep their cell phones on D&D. And it's like,
Oh my God, yes.
why is your phone on D&D? Do you not understand? You have work, you have obligations. Let's take that off.
Yes. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Please, if somebody out there, if you're watching, please type in the comments and let us know, why do the younger generation have their phone on D&D? What is the point? Make it make sense. So could you share an interview went wrong?
An interview went wrong. So once this one young lady, she was like 24. She smelled like a marijuana, and at that point, I'm like, you couldn't even, wait till after the interview, like, or whatever. Like, it's just that point right there. Like, you come in here smelling like marijuana. Like, come on,
Yeah.
you didn't have
So
no respect.
yes. And I have no idea why they're like that. There's nothing cool about it from that's just my perspective. To each his own, you do what you want to do, but when you're on the clock or handling business, you don't need to be smelling like that.
What?
Mm-mm.
So that
Not
was
at
one
all.
big thing for me, most mainly. Or you're late. You're late on the interview, so that means you're going to be late at work.
Yep. Yep. Most definitely.
Oh,
And
and one other thing I do not like as well is the texting thing. How do you feel about texting? Because I don't like, I feel like now I'm kind of just like a little bit lenient about it. But if I call you and then you text me back, that bothers me.
it bothers
That
me
bothers.
too. Only if a caregiver is with a client and
Yeah.
can't pick up, that's
Hmm.
understandable.
Yes. If you're
But
working.
we tell our caregivers business hours are 8 to 5. Okay.
Hmm.
So during that time frame, even if you're off and we're trying to contact you either to offer you a new shift or share
Hmm.
information, please
Hmm.
get back with us. That's the biggest thing that I express with people coming here to Brown Teen Care.
Hmm.
Communication. You got two chances. If the communication is off, you got to go.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Like that, but it may be some important information, new medication. A
Hmm.
client could be in a hospital, and we're trying to relate to you. Hey, you don't have to go to your shift the next day because the client is in the hospital. Like, don't text me back. Pick up the phone.
Exactly.
So
That bothers me so bad.
it bothers me to a certain extent. That most definitely. If I know that you're not working and you don't pick up, it do bothers me.
Mhm. Exactly. 'Cause I only will call you if it's something worth calling you for. Because otherwise,
Exactly. And
if
I tell
what you're supposed to do, you would not hear from me.
Yeah. And I tell our employees, this business is our business because it would not run without the caregivers.
Exactly.
Dislike when people say, my business, my business. You may have started it and did all the legal work and all that
Mhm.
stuff, but to be able to run it, you need staff.
Absolutely.
If you don't have no staff, you won't have a business.
Mm-mm.
You won't have a
Absolutely.
business at all.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yep, teamwork. I'm all about teamwork. So as we mentioned earlier, things are changing every day. Every day
Hmm.
there's something new, new marketing, new all this things. TikTok, you got Instagram, you got all these new things coming up.
Hmm.
And I can't even lie to you. I get frustrated with trying to remember to post on Facebook, Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok,
That's
and
another job. That's another
it
job.
makes my head hurt. So to all you content creators, I take my hats off to you because that's
Yeah.
one job that I do not want. So how do
Mm.
you stay up to date with the industry trends and the different changes?
Um, I try to keep up. But I think I I could definitely do better. I'm starting to utilize the AI more, so that's been actually great for me.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much it. I just try to be on social media as I have met workers off of TikTok and on Instagram before. So it works out a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely another job for sure.
Yep, and we also met on TikTok as well.
We did, we
Yes,
did.
we did. So I tell people, you just never know. The internet is free advertising. You
Free.
just got to use it right. You never know who you'll come across. And people, you must network.
Hmm.
It's always room to grow. You just never know who knows who that needs something. So networking is great. I may get a call from somebody that from Nashville, Tennessee, asking, "Hey, do you service this area?" And I may say no, but I know somebody who, and
Right.
giving you information. So networking is so important when running a business. It's
Yeah.
very important. I know the first year when we opened, I didn't think that network wasn't important, but as I grew and start learning more and started coming out that shell, getting out of my comfort zone, meeting people, it just took off.
See,
It just
and
took off
that's
big
something I'm
time.
working on. I'm trying to get out more and starting to network more and put myself out there more because I'm su- I'm such a private person.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to be open without really being open. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, you can be open with business. You most definitely, you don't have to always put your private
Right.
business on social media, but little reels about your business and stuff like that, because you know, and also make sure you use those hashtags, because those hashtags reach everybody. So when you're posting, make sure you use Nashville, Tennessee.